Welcome to Truth-Filled Trajectory number 4. I'm your host Loomis and the host of CHINATOWN Radio. This is the second part in the series, The Slums of Honolulu. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll link it below. And of course, hit subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. This time, showing you the slums of Honolulu during the lockdown for the coronavirus. This is just one of the many sides of Hawaii, by the way. This is urban Hawaii. Honolulu is Hawaii's only big city, and most of Hawaii is not urban, but 80% of us live here on the island of Oahu. Most people never see this side of things, and they don't even live in these areas, so I'm showing you something that you may never have seen before. And I'm showing mostly new locations, but we'll revisit a few old spots from the original slum video and show you the difference between now the lockdown and the video before. Honolulu is not as bad as many cities on the mainland US for the crime stats and things like that. Hawaii has a whole different set of cultures and way of life than the mainland United States. The lockdown is what I'm showing you today, and the lockdown and the coronavirus is the biggest lie brought to you by the controllers who really run this planet and their agenda behind the scenes. And there's many reasons to distrust the government and their main control of our perception, of course, the mainstream media. And that's what I'll be going over today on this episode of Truth-Filled Trajectory. But for now, take a look at some of these areas, marinate on them, then check them out, and I'll return with my narration later in this video. This lockdown is complete control of your life, unless thousands and millions get to know the truth, because we gotta wake up soon, because this lockdown sucks. this area is called KALIHI, which means in Hawaiian, the edge. It can be life on the edge sometimes, but also KALIHI is home to many hardworking people from Southeast Asia and the South Pacific, and it's actually one of the most diverse areas in the United States. It has good and bad pockets. It's real tight going through here. But what I was saying earlier is a lot of people have no reason to distrust the government and the media because they live their lives normal. They don't go too much out of the parameters of everyday life. Yet, if you really look, you have more reasons to distrust the governments than not. And one thing about people who live in impoverished areas is they don't have often much respect for the government. I can get on a level with people from the hood a lot more than someone raised privileged and had it all given to them, because there's a lack of humility, and yet a lot of people are just not humble enough. But doubting the system is getting on the right track. I mean, would you have respect for any government when it's not safe to walk the streets because there's street gangs and crime, or when people are out of their mind off dangerous substances, when you can't get any decent food but junk food everywhere, when people are not raised right by people who are not raised right, raising each other? So there are many reasons to doubt the system and doubt government, and people are not looking after you, especially when you live in these areas. There are many reasons to why certain people live in slums. But when you think about it, if government allows people to live in rotten places with rotten circumstances, where society is corrupted and people have been set to fend for themselves in areas with no opportunity, why would you think that they care about us? They don't. Masses of people are not caught up yet on the fact that the global elite who secretly run this planet are psychopaths. That's why you don't find humanity in the world hardly anymore. That's why the CIA imported crack cocaine in the inner city in the 80s. That's why there's only liquor stores and junk food in these areas. And that's why the poor are experimented on with biological warfare and vaccines. And no matter where you live, you're treated like cattle, not as human. And whether you're in the ghetto or anywhere, you're just not treated as a human. Conspiracy theorists, people that are starting to dig up things that are not the truth. Conspiracy theorists are nothing more than truth seekers who are doubting what's being told to us because they know that the people in charge are psychopaths. And if these people, these psychopaths, came out in open to tell us about what their plan is, nobody would blindly accept it, and we'd have a major riot. People in charge are not anything like you, and this is the next phase of their plans for us here on Earth. It's more evident than ever now, and they don't care about you more than anybody from the ghetto. We've been lied to about a great many things.
The news is, there's many more of us than them, and we don't have to play their game, we don't have to believe their lies. The crossroads are here, so it's time to wake up to this virus scam and all the other scams.
You want the truth, and you want to live your life to the fullest potential. That's what we're trying to promote here on Truth-Filled Trajectory. Well, and enjoy. Hit subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and enjoy the message here on Truth-Filled Trajectory. Until next time.